Bang! Welcome to Cryptocurrency Blockchain News, your daily cryptocurrency blockchain aggregated news show on YouTube. Look, it's going to be drinking. Look, it's going to be smoking. Look, it's going to be swearing. Look, you have been warned. So look. Here I come in 3. Look, 2. Look. 1. Bang! Welcome everyone. Black, white, gay, straight, Christian, Muslim, Jew. My name's Shomari Clarke. Welcome to Cryptocurrency Blockchain News, the greatest show on earth, the greatest show in the multiverse. Yes. Greatest show in the multiverse, and we have a great show for you today. So we got our Saturday, our usual weekly wrap-up show. The usual. So, well, we got a couple onboardings. Can you guess? Again? Can anyone guess? All right. So let's see what Vechain's up to now. Today. All right. Vechain onboards a major Chinese pork producer. Speaking of Vechain, some of you motherfuckers, you told me that thing about that American company. I don't want to give away the name. I didn't hear anything about that. Are you guys sure that thing is real or not? Or what? Where'd you guys hear that shit from? I'm not, an onboarding like that should be all over the internet. I didn't hear one word about that. But I did hear one word about this. Bang! And this was all over the internet. The pork producer. So, the usual traceability, blah, blah, blah. We'll get into it. And then Iota joins IBM, Huawei, Fujitsu on Eclipse board. We're going to talk about that and what Eclipse is. And then Ernst & Young is going to empower institutions with Ethereum. Oh, yeah. Ernst & Young, baby. Y'all know who Ernst & Young is. One of the top 4 auditors in the world. No. I mean, we did talk about them doing something with Ethereum before. But they're getting serious about it now, and they explain. They explained it a little bit before when we read about it, so we'll get into that again, but we'll get to their new reasoning. And then here's the one that I was telling you guys about how CBDCs could change banking. Whatever, man. We'll read about it just because I promised it. But to tell you the truth, I was like, fuck, I shouldn't have mentioned it. All right, anyways, let's get out of here. Bang, let's begin how we begin. Yes. Let's get how we begin with a little bit of look. Wait, where's our tag on it? I'm always forgetting to open this now. Before the show. All right, look. What do we got? Bitcoin, $9,648. And when I left you yesterday, it was $9,668. So we've gone down $20. All right. The market is crashing. Down $20. Top 10 of the day, brothers. Ooh, Tether's still holding the number 3. Cardano's still holding the number 10. All right. Top 10 of the day, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, XRP, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV, Litecoin, Binance Coin, EOS, and Cardano. Let's look at the market moves of the day. Usual song. Single digits up to single digits down. Single digits up to single digits down. Single digits up to single digits down. Single digits up. Vechain, look at you. Single digits up to single digits down. Look at you, Zilliqa. Single digits up to single digits down. 2. Single digits up, 2. Single digits down. All right. Let's see who lost money today. You see anything on here you like, go get it, because it is on sale. Bye. Top 10, loser of the day. Ren, Theta, Lisk, Blockstack, Basic Attention, Hive, Synthetics Network, ABBC Coin, Nervous Network, and Celsius. Let's see who made money today. Bang! Some nice gains right there. Top 10 gainers. Top 10, Zilliqa, Verge, Divi, Unibright, Sensor, Vechain, Loopring, Maker, Electronium, and Aave. Let's see what total market cap of the day is. All right, total market cap of the day is $274.4 billion. Well, when I left yesterday, it was $274.6 billion. So we've gone down $0.2 billion. Let's see what the 24-hour volume is. No, man, it's so pathetic. Shit. Keeps just going down and down and down. Fuck. which means lack of activity. All right, so look, 24-hour volume right now is at $71 billion even. When I left yesterday, it was $84.5 billion, so we've gone down. What's that? $13.5 billion, or $12.5 billion. Yeah, somewhere around there. Bang! All right, let's move on. Look. All right, so, as usual, bang! Vechain Onboards, another one. Yeah, guys, you guys told me about that. You guys were chatting on Twitter about that big one. I don't want to give up the name because I don't want to ruin the surprise. Well, if it's true. But I'm not sure if you guys are right about that. Because something like that would have been all over. And this is the one I got. So, look. Vechain bolsters traceability of Chinese pork products. So, you know how important this is right now in China. China has a big swine flu problem happening over there. They're having to kill fucking millions and millions and millions of animals. And, well, some of their pork producers are being a little sneaky and trying to still sell the pork that they know they should slaughter, right? That they have to call. And so this is a very what would you call this? Appropriate time, yeah, for them to start tracing this pork. So these guys can't sneak in pigs from dirty farms, you know? Yeah, dude, China's got all manner of viruses going on up there. You know that the corona is back up there in the Northeast? Yeah, in this one city up there. And you know what they found? The corona is taking longer to show up in people. I mean, the Chinese admitted it, so it's not like some secret thing or anything. You can read about it. But, yeah, in some one little city. It's different than the corona we all have. Well, I don't have it, but, you know, the one that's spreading around us. It takes 14 days, and then it shows up. But for those 14 days, you can be infecting people. Well, this one shows up longer. It takes longer to show up, so the virus is mutating. I don't want to scare anybody, man. Fuck. I'm telling you, you better learn to trade some fucking Forex, homeboys and girls. Yeesh. Because luck. Or trade something. I mean, don't have to trade Forex. Get in some options, get in something. Learn how to make your money, make you money somehow. I don't give a fuck if it's selling parts on eBay or something, you know, whatever you got to do. Make that money, make some money. Because fuck. But anyways, back to this China and pork. Yeah, so China is killing off millions and millions of pigs. That's why when we had the tariffs, you know, we were in a tariff war with China. And how did it work again? We did something with the pigs. And China was, you know, because China needs our pigs. China buys 40% of American pigs right now because they have to kill all their pigs. And so Donald Trump was saying some bullshit like you know, we're not going to sell you pigs or something. He's such an asshole. Yeah. And so the Chinese fucking bowed down to him a little bit and gave concessions on that deal that we made. Anyways, okay. So let me just, what an ass. But that's some strong shit, though. I mean, that's some good negotiating right there. Oh, you need these pigs? Well, I need you to stop fucking stealing our intellectual property. How's about that? I don't like what Trump does here in America. He's horrible for our country. But sometimes I don't mind how he treats some of these assholes out there. Yeah, I don't mind sometimes. He's a little dick, but I don't mind it a little bit. All right, let's move on. Because he's telling the truth. The Chinese do steal our intellectual property. When I was a kid, China was a third world country. Yeah, how the fuck do you think it got to be the second most powerful economy in the world? In my lifetime. Yeah, motherfucker, because they stole all our ideas and just made companies out of our ideas, and now they've got the same shit we do. All right, come on, guys. Settle down. All right. So traceability-focused blockchain project Vechain, because you're having too much fun now. Settle down, boys. You're having too much fun. Traceability-focused blockchain project Vechain has announced a partnership with China's Shenzhen Yuhangtai Foods Company. This will allow Shenzhen to track pork products distributed by the retailer subsidiary MIOTA Fresh Foods. The partnership will see detailed information concerning how pork sold by MIOTA was raised and its route to supermarket. Exactly. That's how these guys are getting away with selling the pork. Yeah, they're supposed to be killing it, and there's sort of like a black market right now. That's going to be ending soon, especially with Vechain. Because not only will Vechain, well, obviously, if Vechain is tracking the pork, and that pork is grown on that farm, well, that farm has an outbreak of the swine flu, yeah, well, bang, that pork ain't getting sold to anybody, right? So the partnership will see detailed information concerning how pork is sold by MIOTA was raised and its route to supermarkets, with fresh meat products sold by chain mandated to be sold on the same day as harvest. What? With fresh meat products sold by the chain mandated to be sold on the same day of harvest. Holy, so they're talking about killing this pig in the morning and having those pork chops out into the store by the afternoon, right? The same day as harvest. Now, these guys, usually, like I've told you guys, like, the steak you buy right now in the store, yeah, that cow has been dead for months. Yeah, probably like 2-3 months already. They have this in meat lockers and stuff, But these guys are talking about, nah, we're going to rock this shit the same day. So unsold produce is systematically collected and processed and will not be sold the next day. Okay. So blockchain to trace premium pork in China. MIOTA will use Vechain's toolchain and blockchain to provide detailed data concerning the origin, processing, and logistics information surrounding meat produced by the Chinese retailer. Consumers will be able to access the untamperable data underpinning the supply chain and production of MIOTA's pork products by scanning a QR code printed on the packaging of the company's products. MIOTA and Shenzhen Yuhangtai Foods emphasized that more products will be included as part of the company's blockchain program in future. Oh, so they're going to expand it. So look. And then here's a bunch of other people doing blockchain stuff. But look. Bang. There you go, Vechain hodlers. I mean, you know what I'm saying. It's just the usual. We're going to trace something. We're going to authenticate it. We're going to slap a QR code on it, and you're going to know where it came from and how it got there, right? So, the usual Vechain stuff. Another onboarding. More revenue generation. I mean, just the usual. All right, so let's move on then. It's almost not even, right? They onboard people so much all the time, right? It's just like, okay, another traceability. Like, that's what it's about to get to. All right, I'll just be like, guys, we got a great show for you today. All right, another traceability with Vechain. We'll find out which one it is when we get there. Like, it's becoming almost commonplace and boring, right? Like, I remember in 2019, right? It could be so interesting. Oh, I knew. Oh, Vechain, is tracing the wine, the Australian wine Penfolds, Now there's so many of them. It's just like, all right, guys, here's another thing. Do you know what I mean? The thrill is gone. The thrill is gone. All right. So, wow, still, the thrill of Vechain isn't gone, but just, these traceability stories. All right, let's go to the next story. Bang! Iota joins IBM, Oracle, Huawei, Fujitsu as Eclipse's board of directors. Now, I told you how Fujitsu is using Iota in their IoT devices, right? That was from back in 2018, actually. All right, so hold on. The Iota Foundation has been officially represented as a member of the Eclipse Foundation Board of Directors, joining the likes of IBM, Oracle, Huawei, Fujitsu, Bosch, and some other big firms across the globe. early February, the Iota and the Eclipse Foundation announced the launch of the Tangle EE Working Group for the commercialization and adoption of Iota technology. So, right, to commercialize it, that's the same thing that PricewaterhouseCoopers wants to do with Cardano. And I'm about to read to you a story about Ernst & Young, what they're about to do with Ethereum. They want to commercialize, like they want to bring these out to their people. Fortune 500s, right? I told you back in 2018, Fujitsu and Microsoft were like, this shit's going to be the standard, this Iota thing. They patented many patents around Iota. And that was back in 2018, so I can't even imagine how many more they have right now. You know, because they patent things ahead of time. They know what's coming, right? They know 5G is coming. They know the new technologies that are coming. So they patent shit so that when that comes, they can say, well, I've got a patent that will work on that, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, they patent for the future. You guys understand, right? Like a company like Microsoft probably files like 1,000 patents a year. Just in case, you know, just in case. Yeah, they probably only actually do research and development on maybe 5 of those, you know, but they have the patents so that no one else can steal that idea later on, right? If someone else comes out with that idea later, they can say, nah, we came out with it a couple years ago already. So they protect their, I guess you can call it intellectual property, but it's not really intellectual property because it's just an idea. You haven't done anything with it yet. I don't like the way they do that. I don't like how that works, actually. But anyways, look, man. That's big corporate shit. Let's just move on. So back to the development will push Iota to become the maiden feeless, scalable, and decentralized distributed ledger technology and strengthen Iota's power in leading research and development within the DLT space. The partnership gives the world the advantage of building a vendor-free governance framework through which firms design high-grade solutions using the Iota Tango. And you're going to hear about this vendor-free thing again when I read to you the next story. It's called vendor lock-in. And that's one thing that Tangle or Iota does. You can use the Tangle, but you're not locked into them, right? Hold on. I'll explain it when we get to the next story. On the Tangle EE working group is Dell Technologies and STM Microelectronics and 13 other big organizations. So remember STM Microelectronics, that's the number one, that's that microcontroller company where I showed you those motherboards and they have the Iota right on the motherboard. That's these guys. They're the number one in Europe. Who is representing Iota? Okay, and so this is blah, 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 just the person who is representing them on this board. That's not important. So we're going to go down just right around here. The Eclipse Foundation has linked the Iota Foundation to streams of big firms globally, and the possibilities of having the Tangle EE as a pivot to Iota's developments are high. Through the foundation, different projects are going to be developed. The working group created for the Tangle EE will gather businesses and academia together to collate ideas needed for the progress of Iota and its users and its use cases. At first, the two foundations are exploring the decentralized marketplaces and decentralized identity. Perhaps they will also collaborate in exploring Iota's performance in IoT, smart energy, e-health, global trade and supply chain, and mobility, and automotive, where the Iota's distributed ledger have been working effectively. Bang! So, exactly. So this foundation thing, right? Like, they're bringing, they want to commercialize the Tangle, right? They're saying this is the amazing thing. This is the standard we want. Well, I don't know about the standard, a standard. And we're going to build stuff all around. I've shown you. We've read about them. We read about, what was it? What was I? Right, 2 days ago. Right, wait. Oh, that's that data marketplace thing. Anyway, whatever. But these companies are patenting around Iota. And so the way that Iota did it, you don't have vendor lock-in. Vendor lock-in is if I'm using your company's product for something, well, I have to use it forever. In a way, I'm locked into having to use it, right? Because, my employees are using, it's become a vital part of my corporate infrastructure now. You know what I mean? So that's what's called vendor lock-in. And so once the vendor has locked you in, well, they can raise the prices if they want, can't they? What are you going to do? Right? That's how Microsoft became so mega, right? Was vendor lock-ins. Back when I was a kid, when Windows 98 came out, yeah, you could just buy one Windows 98 copy. And if you had a company, yeah, you could just put Windows 98 in all your computers. That was fine. You just had to buy the one copy, and you could put it in 10 computers. But then once Microsoft controlled, 90% of all computing in the world, they said, okay, that's not going to work anymore. You have to pay us for each computer you put it in. That licensing thing. Right? Yeah, and every company did it. Why? Vendor lock-in. Well, what operating system are you going to use? You're not going to use Mac. That's a piece of shit. You're not going to use Linux. It's too complicated for your worker bees. Vendor lock-in. And that's how Microsoft really became the mega behemoth. Was once they knew that they had these corporations and governments and banksters and everybody using that operating system, and they were all compatible with their systems. Well, now you're locked in, fucker. What are you going to do? You're not going to use Apple for business. Hell no. Linux, too complicated for your worker bees. Bang, we got you. Now you got to pay. And so Microsoft just can charge whatever they want. That's called vendor lock-in. And so I'm going to read to you about vendor lock-in right now. And so, okay, so that's what vendor lock-in is. And then I'm going to read this story, and we're going to expand on that concept. Well, it's not a concept. It's just what happens. All right. So look, Big Four accounting firm wants to empower enterprises with Ethereum. Bang. Now I'm going to tell you this. We read about it already. Why does Ernst & Young want to use Ethereum? Yeah, because you can't have vendor lock-in, can you? Yeah, Ethereum can't raise the prices on you because it's not a company. It's just a thing that a bunch of guys keep running, right? So there's no one there. There can't be There will never be vendor lock-in with Ethereum. You can use Ethereum on all the systems you want in your systems in your organization. The only thing you have to worry about is the fluctuation of, I think it's called gas, the gas prices you got to pay to use it. But other than that, yeah, they can't just jack the price on you. All right, so watch this. All right, so let me get a sip, right? And that's why government contracts, that's why I tell you guys with these government contracts, yeah, wait till these blockchains get deployed in governments. Yeah, fucker, that's going to be vendor lock-in. Yeah, once these German governments start deploying Iota in their smart city, yeah, you're locked in, homeboy. What are you going to do? You're going to change all the nodes in your city now? Fuck no. But the whole point of the story that Iota just talked about is that they're not going to do a vendor lock-in thing. It's actually going to be feeless, and so that's what makes Iota and Ethereum very attractive to big business, is because there will be no vendor lock-in. And obviously it's reliable and it works, right? So, I mean, that's the key, but the other thing is the vendor lock-in. And so we'll read, let me get a sip and then we'll get on with it. Yeah, that's why government contracts are the shit. Yeah, well, once your government, I don't know what, say the the sanitation department. Well, once you've got all your systems and all the software and everything running your sanitation department, you can't just change it. You know what I mean? It doesn't work like that. Like, you can't just say, all right, tomorrow we're going to use this instead. All your systems are integrated. All the garbage trucks are integrated. I don't even know what a sanitation department is, but you don't understand what I'm saying. You can't just change it. And that's why government, and also government, you have to remember about government employees. Well, no one wants to be the one to change anything, because if it fucks up, you're to blame. So government employees usually just wait for the higher ups to make the choices, you know? You know, they don't stick their heads out like that. All right, so check this out. There's a lot of unnecessary yap in this, so I'm going to skip a bunch. The idea that enterprises could use a public blockchain network is usually met with a lot of skepticism and raised eyebrows by the senior executives in Fortune 500 company boardrooms. Exactly. A public blockchain? Well, our competitors are going to see what we're doing if it's public. Yes, no problem. Check this out. Most of the time, engineers and product owners are even scared to mention any of the public blockchain networks as a viable protocol when designing future solutions. These guys are even scared to go to their CEOs and even mention that shit. But this is all changing now due to efforts by Ernst & Young, one of the big four accounting firms in the world. Now, you notice something interesting. Look at how the big four accounting firms are really up in this blockchain space. Ernst & Young is about to commercialize Ethereum. PricewaterhouseCoopers is about to commercialize Cardano. And DNVGL has been commercializing Vechain. Hence, every other day I read a Vechain story. But you see what are they all? They're the big accounting firms. What are these? Ledgers. What is accounting? Accounting is just ledgering, right? Just a ledger of transactions. That's all accounting is, a ledger of transactions, right? And all these are sort of a computerized ledger of transactions. That's a very dumbed down way to say it, but so it's kind of interesting that you find the big four accounting firms, guys who spend their days looking at ledgers and auditing and accounting and stuff for big mega corporations, have jumped into this space and each chosen a horse. PricewaterhouseCoopers has chosen Cardano. Ernst & Young has chosen Ethereum, and DNVGL has chosen Vechain. Right? Yeah, those are the mega three. There's still one more. What's it called? KPMG. Let's see if they choose someone. All right. Just thought it'd be interesting. I thought I just wanted to bring that up to you. Right? There's no other cryptos out here that have big mega firms like that who have said, I am going to commercialize you. I am going to show you to all my Fortune 500 buddies because you're the shit. You're going to be amazing. You're going to save us all a bunch of money. Let's go. Right? That's what Cardano, Vechain, and Ethereum have going for them. Well, not to mention that their thing works, but I mean, with that kind of backing, with those kind of names, look, when these institutional investors arrive and they see that you're backed by those kind of names, look. Like, come on. That's not rocket science. So, wouldn't hurt to have some of that in your portfolio. So, look, let's get back to the situation at hand, though, here. So, yeah, the Fortune 500 boardrooms are scared of public blockchains. Remember, Hyperledger, R3, a bunch of all this private blockchain stuff. They're rocking and rolling right now, right? So, it's not that blockchain is a problem. Like, remember this, you and I, we're invested in tokenized blockchains, public tokenized blockchains, right? But there's private blockchains, all kinds of blockchains out there, right? So you have to remember that. All right, 1 second. Bang! All right, I'm back. All right. Someone came into my door there. So where were we? The Ernst & Young. Yes. Right, and so we were talking about the public blockchains, and so, if I'm a corporation, well, I'm nervous. It says public. That means everyone can see, right? If I'm a CEO, I'm like, well, I don't want people to see, obviously, what I'm doing. I don't want my competitors to see what we're working on, what we've got in coming down the pipeline in R&D, what we're doing, right? So Ernst & Young is out to convince them, like, no. Don't worry, we got you. So check this out. I mean, I understand. When you hear the word public, you're like, fuck no. People could just see what we're doing. So, but, all right, so where were we? So we're right here. So this is all changing now due to the efforts of Ernst & Young, one of the big four accounting firms in the world. When your government goes bankrupt, yeah, guess who comes and audits you? Ernst & Young. Or PricewaterhouseCoopers, or DNVGL, or KPMG. Yes, they audit whole governments. Like, let me tell you something. Like when the housing crash happened, our banks had to go through what's called a stress test. Right? Once we bailed them out, we made sure that they had enough liquidity so that if that kind of shit ever happened again, we would never have to bail them out again. Yeah, and you know who did the audits of those banks, those mega banks? Ernst & Young, PricewaterhouseCoopers, TVGL, and KPMG. Those are the mega. And that's what I want you to get. Those names behind these cryptos, I can't overemphasize the importance of that. You know what I mean? All right, so since I can't, let's just continue. All right, so so they held an online conference, blah, 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 called Blockchain Summit, blah, 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 going public, where it disclosed the important work they are doing in the Ethereum, in the public Ethereum space. So in this 3-day event, led by Ernst & Young global blockchain leader Paul Brody, the audience was presented with information about the latest Ernst & Young blockchain initiatives and partnerships they have established with industry leaders like Dell Technologies and Microsoft. And then blah, 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 blah. And then it goes into the conference, whatever. That's just a bunch of bullshit. So look, the whole idea of the transition. So this is the big shill right here, I guess. Now, the whole idea, hold on, let me get a sip. Yes. Yeah, I like the way Ernst & Young, I like this angle. Watch. I like how they're pushing it. And it's true. I mean, it's not pushing it. It's not bullshit. And they're not lying. All right. 1 second. So the whole idea of the transition from private to public blockchains is to eliminate the vendor consortia lock-in. So I told you about that, right? Vendor lock-in. Yeah, like once, that's why, that's why, especially with these crypto things, well, I'm not going to use the word crypto. Look, these distributed ledger technology services providers, once they're locked, that's why the government contracts are so the best. Because governments don't change anything, right? As long as your shit just barely does what they need it to do, it'll never change. So it's an ongoing contract for life, right? Because they have vendor lock-in, right? People come and go from the government all the time. No one knows who's doing what. So they just leave the systems in place. Do you know that there are some places, I think I've told you guys this before, there are some departments of the IRS that still have computers running Windows 98 on it. Yeah. Yeah. They don't want to upgrade them. No one's got the balls to say, hey, you think we should fucking upgrade these things? It's the truth, man. Google that shit. See if I'm bullshitting you. Google something like U.S. government agency legacy computer systems or something still being used, or who's still using legacy computer system. You'll see a list. Yeah, there's guys who watch that, right? Like there's guys who track that, who make fun of the U.S. government for just never upgrading shit because everyone's afraid. Anyways, look, settle down, brothers. So the whole idea of the transition from private to public blockchains is to eliminate the vendor consortia lock-in. So that's how Ernst & Young is plugging it. Oh, hey, someone's at my door again? Hold on, guys. I'll be back. Yeah, I know. It's like 7:48. Hold on. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. All right. Daggone it. People keep coming to my daggone door. All right. Look. Yeah, because we're they're letting the people out now. Now the corona thing is over here. Well, it's not over, but I mean, just people are walking around and shit. All right, so where were we though, man? Daggone it! I hate these little interruptions, right? I'm sitting here talking about money. I'm feeling good. Got the fuel flowing. I get interrupted by consortia. Oh yes, the vendor lock-ins. Okay, so look. Look. To potentially right. All right, let's just start this chapter again. Let's begin. The whole idea of the transition from private to public networks is to eliminate the vendor consortia lock-in. Got to eliminate those daggone lock-ins to potentially lower your total cost of ownership and to be able to scale in-networks effects without needing a new R&D department to manage the new blockchain stack. So you get the advantage of using Ethereum, you get the advantage of no vendor lock-in, and well, you don't have to have your own IT department or, as they say here, R&D department to manage your own blockchain. Just right there. Just plug in and do what you want to do on it. So these goals sound very promising and nice, but the path to get there can be challenging, as enterprises are struggling to feel comfortable with the existing compliance rules and regulations and to overcome their fear of exposing their private data and assets. And let's get real, that's what they're fucking afraid of. They don't want to expose their private data and their assets. I mean, your intellectual property. You know, if it's public, well, what is it? Aren't people going to see what we're doing? Like, what the hell, right? They're scared. Like, understandable, right? So look, though. Ernst & Young says, look. Ernst & Young has a solution. In the center of Ernst & Young's public Ethereum efforts is Baseline. All right, I'm going to have another cigarette. I know, it looks like I just put one out, but that's because I paused the video. Actually, I've been gone for 20 minutes. All right. Yes, I was talking about Greece and Turkey. Fucking Turkey. Turkey's over there doing no good in the Mediterranean, trying to steal that oil. Look. That's the kind of data you need when you're trading. Smart guys like that. Smart fellas coming to your house and giving you data. All right, guys, though. In the center of Ernst & Young's public Ethereum efforts is Baseline. So this is the thing called, this is what Ernst & Young Ernst & Young's, I guess it's a program or a, whatever it is, it's called Baseline. Or the initiative is called Baseline. The initiative that was started just a month ago with the help of Consensus, a large book-and-based Ethereum-focused company, and Microsoft. So, bang, Microsoft is part of this. Baseline has the goal to enable enterprises to work together, and this is the key, without, why is my mouse all fucked up? Hold on. It's misbehaving. What the fuck is going on here? Hold on, guys. Something's wrong with my computer. Oh, there we go. All right. Together, without disclosing their private fuck sticks and sensitive data. What's going on? There we go. Right? So while leveraging the public Ethereum as a middleware for baselining, this is possible by replacing the actual data with the mathematical proofs of that data based on cryptography methods called zero-knowledge proofs. So you don't have to see. I think what they're saying, like, look. You know, I'm not so techie, but I've heard about this a little bit. I think what they're saying is like you can put information on the blockchain, but it won't show up as data, right? Here it is, right? You replace the data with these mathematical, I guess, equations, proofs they're called. And I guess if you at your company wants to call up the data, well, you've got those cryptographical codes and you can call it up, right? It's not a big deal. But no one else would be able to see what's in there, what's in that data, right? If I'm wrong, just tell me in the comments. I don't know, but that's what it sounds like to me. Of that data based on cryptography, zero knowledge proofs. All right, and so here's a little screenshot of this thing. Here's Baseline Protocol. I guess that's just a screenshot of their website or whatever. All right, whatever. Yeesh, that's a spooky. Look at this guy. That's what you have for your advertising on your. This fucking guy, he looks like a serial killer. God. Yeah. I'm a black dude, but I'd be scared of seeing that white boy in an alley. Yeesh. Dag on. All right. Baseline is an amazing and much needed effort. All right, look. Baseline is amazing and much needed effort. And the initiative is supported also by several of the key blockchain companies, including, look, Chainlink. There you go, guys. Yes. So this is going to be able to, and we're going to read on. This is going to be able to talk to what's needed? Legacy systems. You got to talk to those legacy systems. You got to have the blockchain or the smart contract, the D app, whatever, be able to talk to your legacy systems, your legacy networks, your Linux servers, your Unix servers, your daggone Microsoft systems. So look who's in. What happens? So we're going to need someone to make, and then what happens? Bang! Chainlink to the rescue. So Chainlink is part of this. So it's sort of a double onboarding. This is an onboarding for Chainlink. Bang! And it's an onboarding for Ethereum. And a few other guys. Here is Unibright is part of this thing. MakerDAO, DAO, and Splunk. Never heard of that. Among others. It will push the conversation on the risks of using a public network for enterprise processes further. I will give insights on what will actually work long term. For example, creating baselines so tightly coupled with Ethereum has several strengths and weaknesses. Now, we're going to read the strengths, and I'll just tell you the weaknesses because it's not a big deal. A key strength is that the Ethereum Foundation Consensus and Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, EEA, are ready to invest funds and allocate resources. Also, the availability of the Solidity skilled developers and already existing public libraries will work with Ethereum, will make any future efforts easily planned and executed. So Solidity skilled developers, Solidity is I think that's the language you got to use to program on Ethereum, right? And so they've got well-developed libraries. The libraries are the functions. I'm not going to teach you all about how programming works, but how programming works is you have functions, and then you call these functions, and that makes your software do what you want it to do, all right? And so they're saying that they have a well-developed software library, meaning developers will be able to program stuff on this easily, all right? So the reality is that any large enterprises that are targeted as a potential user of Baseline won't just leave their existing cloud or on-premise tech stacks and fully adopt a new technology. But blockchain should be approached where it is applicable and as a complementary add value proposition. Exactly. Blockchain is not going to take over computer systems, right? There aren't going to be, I mean, there will be eventually, but, you know, whole companies are not going to run on blockchain. You'll have a blockchain on your, say, well, your supply chain part of your company. Bang, so I'm using Vechain for supply chain. Yeah, but the rest of the company, I'm still using just this legacy stuff because, well, my accounting department doesn't need anything. I don't need a blockchain for accounting, right? Or my, sales department doesn't need a blockchain, right? And so we can just still use the regular stuff, right? So I like that. I like how this article says it because it says the reality. Like I showed you, these blockchains aren't going to be disrupting anything. They're going to be upgrading stuff, though. And they're going to upgrade certain sectors, certain parts of corporations, and add value, right? It's a value add, right? What's the value add of this channel? Well, the value add is that you're actually hearing a real trader talk to you, not some worker bee, right? That's the value add. And so it's the same thing. That's the value add. Bang! Or add value proposition. We call it value add. Anyways, regardless of the risks, Ernst & Young commitment to using the public Ethereum network is strong. And even their flagship blockchain-enabled service OpsChain, which has been used for food and beverage traceability, drug and medical supply chain, shipping and logistics, fund management, and financial transactions, and labor management, has its latest version 4.0, specially built on top of Baseline. So, bang. All right, and then a bunch of yap. Is that it? Oh, that's it. And so, bang, that's it. And so, Big Four accounting firm, Ethereum. And so, like I said, I know people are always, oh, fuck Shomari, Ethereum sucks. Really? Why are big mega corporations building on it? Look. As long as it services the needs, that's what matters. You little tech nerds, you can think of what you think is better and better, but that's not what industry thinks is better and better. You're just a guy at home. These guys have real shit they got to deal with. You're worried about transactions a second. They're worried about safety, functionality, all sorts of other stuff that you're not worried about. And so, bang, Big Four accounting firm. like I said, PricewaterhouseCoopers here is with Vechain. Oh, sorry. PricewaterhouseCoopers is commercializing Cardano. DNVGL is commercializing Vechain. And here we come. Ernst & Young are commercializing Ethereum. Let me tell you something. When these institutional investors get here, buy. When their analysts look at that, come on, fuck sticks. That's no brainer. That's no brainer. In fact, most of the institutional investors that we're waiting for use these accounting firms as their accountants. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, fucking, Fidelity probably uses PricewaterhouseCoopers or something for, auditing and stuff. And anyways, but the point being is, so, all right, so let's move on from that and let's go into this part of it. Right? Companies don't want to go on public blockchains. They're afraid. They think people are going to see their data. Well, Ernst & Young has shown that no, we can keep your data safe. And what is the powerful thing about going on an Ethereum blockchain is no vendor lock-in. There's no vendor lock-in. All you got to do is worry about how much gas you got to pay. And that's it. So good news for Ethereum hodlers. And just good stuff. All right, let's move on. Bang. So this is the story I was telling you guys about last night. Yeah, whatever, man. Let's read it. Central bank digital currencies endanger private banks, says Federal Reserve. So let's get real. Let's get real about what they're talking about here. Is what they mean is, and what they're talking about, I think they're saying really in America and some other countries. So when I was a child, my mother took me to build, open my first bank account, when I was about, 8 years old, 10 years old or something, take you down, introduce you, this is the banker, this is the bank, all right, and you open your first bank account. So when I was a kid, right, my mom would give me what's called an allowance. You know what I mean? She'd give me like, $20 a week kind of thing, right? And so I could either spend it or put it in the bank. And so when I was a kid, your bank account actually earned you money just by having the money in there. But nowadays, well, I don't know how it is. Well, they still earn you money in Canada, but I'm here in America now. Here in America, your bank account doesn't earn you money. Here in America, do you know that you have to pay money just to take money out of your own bank account? Yeah. You go to an ATM, and it's not like 25 cents. It's like $2, $3 to take your own money out of a bank. Use an ATM. When I was in Canada, anywhere else in the world I've been, you don't pay for taking your own money out. Yeah, here in America, they fucking charge you to take your own money out. And so what the bankster is saying here, we're going to read it, but I'm just going to tell you what the overall gist is, because the United Nations did a report as well. The overall gist is that now that banks aren't paying interest on savings account and checking accounts, well, it doesn't really benefit the citizen to have their money in the bank, does it? Yeah, why have the money in there if at the end of the month I actually owe you money? Right? Banks used to pay us money to have the privilege of being able to loan our money for mortgages and blah, 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 collect the interest, and then when we get a piece of that interest back. Yeah, but if you're not getting that anymore, then why have a bank account? Right? And so that's what they're saying is that, well, the argument is that, well, why fucking have a bank? Your bank account is your social security number, with some security systems running, that's that. And you just deal directly with your central bank. Like, if you're not, the whole point of having a bank account, a checking or savings account, was that by giving our money to the bank, it gave them the privilege to lend that money at an interest rate of, say, whatever. Let's do a hypothetical scenario. I have my money in the bank. The bank takes my money and lends it for a loan. That loan is worth, forget about what the loan's worth, but they're going to collect 5% interest on that loan And actually, that's how they make their money, right? On the interest. Well, they used to give you, 0.5% interest as a thank you for, well, allowing them to use your money to lend and make them money. Yeah, well, those days are over. Those days are over. Well, they've been long over, but, now you got shit like I told you got to pay, you have to pay like $2-3 to take your own money out. And so it's not, for some average consumers, well, what's the point? If you're not going to pay me any extra money, well, why don't I just keep it with the central bank? I'm not going to make money, but I'm not going to lose money. It'll just be there. Right? Like, why am I paying banksters to take out my own money? All right, so you get it? All right, so let's move on. So the Philadelphia branch of the United States Federal Reserve has published a new report that warns about the potential effects of the issuing of a central bank digital currency. In the report, the Fed said that after the introduction of a CBDC, the central bank would become a deposit monopolist, attracting all deposits away from the commercial banking sector. This monopolization could endanger maturity transformation, according to the Fed, which is the practice of financial institutions borrowing money on shorter time frames than they lend it out. The Federal Reserve also states that if competition from commercial banks is impaired, the central bank needs to take extra care to avoid disrupting maturity transformation. The report also explains that central banks are not investment experts and currently rely on private investment banks to fund long-term projects. However, the study notes that the implementation of a CBDC should not prevent investment banks from investing. So what the report also said, well, if we're just giving out the money, like, we'll just invest. Well, sorry. Not we will invest. They said we do not have the experts to invest in private projects. And and what they're saying is, well, this shouldn't prevent the investment banks from still doing the investing, right? All right. So the central bank cannot invest in long-term projects itself, but instead has to rely on the expert knowledge of investment banks to do so. We've derived an equivalent result that shows that the set of allocations achieved with private financial intermediation will also be achieved with the CBDC, provided competition with the commercial banks is allowed and depositors do not panic. Experts welcome the development of CBDCs. So, Marshall Hanner, the CEO and co-founder of cryptocurrency firm Metal, told Cointelegraph that he does not believe that CBDCs endanger private banks. Metal is building and then they don't, because even if regular citizens were just like, well, fuck it, I'll just bank with the central bank, well, all the business banking still goes through the regular banks, and so, well, I mean, they would lose money off of ripping us off for taking our own money out, but they'd still make money. Blah, 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 blah. Metal is building a digital banking platform that uses stablecoins, which Hayner believes are the precursors of two CBDCs. He said that the introduction of such a currency is only a matter of time. Of course you do. I don't believe CBDC endangers retail banks. I find it highly probable CBDC, will become an integral part of the U.S. banking system and part of the existing regulatory structure, as the Office of the Comptroller in Currency recently called on public comments on the topic of updating its rules on digital activities. So, Hayner said that central banks should issue retail CBDCs to replace traditional fiat currencies, as he believes that the efficiencies and improvement greatly outweighs the negatives. Of course he does, because he's a fucking maximalist. As cash rapidly declines, the need for a digital alternative for modern banks, and all right, that's just a bunch of propaganda. I'm not reading that kind of crap. All right, anyways, that's a bunch of crap. So look, that's the story that I told you guys about. So again, this is just pure speculation and garbage. I wasn't even actually going to read it once I did read it, but then, well, once I read it earlier when I thought, what should I read it to you guys or not? But whatever. So that's the thing. That's the argument, right? Since Americans, and maybe you in your country, some of you are paying negative interest rates. You're already just literally paying the bank to hold the money. What's the fucking point? If I have a CBDC, bang, I just put all my money in CBDC and it stays with the Federal Reserve, and I don't lose money, I don't make money, right? I mean, the truth is someone's still going to charge you money at the ATMs or something, at least in America. Like, you don't understand the abuse. If you're not from America, you don't understand the shit Americans put up with. I've lived around the world, so I can see the, obviously I've experienced what it's like to live in other places. Americans put up with a lot of bullshit. They just get beat over the head and eyeballs by industry all the time. Their hamburger joints serve them dog food. Literally, pink slime. Google pink slime. That's what's in your McDonald's hamburger. That's dog food. They don't have a healthcare system here. Yeah, you could die or go bankrupt because you get cancer. And you have to pay to take your own money out of a bank. Holy, these fucksticks take abuse. But so anyways, so that's the CBDC thing. I promised the story, so that's why I read it. But we'll just see how that all pans out down the road. I don't really give a fuck about that story, but bye. What I do give a fuck about is the buy Vechain, look, the buy Iota, and the look, buy Ethereum. That's our money today. So look, let's see what we got. Edward, Ditko, and the Ditko family. Family crypto goes together, stays together. Buy. Yes, indeed. Love you, brother. See you, brother. Buy. Daryl Duran. Look. Love you, brother. See you, brother. Buy. Bid him. Love you, brother. See you, brother. Buy. Bitcoin Kong. I actually saw this earlier. Wow. Bitcoin Kong. Love you, brother. See you, brother. Buy. Kong brought us another fat man. Check it out. Look. Boo. Look at that motherfucker. Look. Boom. Now what I want to show you is, look at this. He's got tits on his back. Like, look at these set of tits. Right? Those are back tits. Oh, yeah. That's a big old boy right there. That's a big one. Bang. Levy Kong, see you, Kong. Bang. What we got here? Oh, yeah. All the manner of miscreants up in this bitch. Look. Slappy. Love you, brother. See you, brother. Bang. Sweetie. Love you, sweetie. See you, sweetie. Bang. Beautiful browlies. Still waiting for that daggone umbrella. The P.O. box is right in the description of the video. Look. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye. I'm not kidding. Endanger. Love you, brother. See you, brother. Bye. Decent crypto. See you, brother. Bye. Yeah, drop it, you son of a bitch. Look. Bye. Look. Bye. Got you, wrong cash. Son of a bitch. Love you, brother. See you, brother. Bye. All right. What we got? Everybody's here. All right. Gut ding. Look. Let me see you, brother. Bye. Frenzy, Spy Lady. Love you, lady. See you, lady. Bye. DPs. Oh, brother. Love you, brother. See you, brother. Bye. Red Scanner. Love you, brother. See you, brother. Bye. 28, 2010. Bye. Love you, brother. Look. That's everybody. Holy, that's got to be everybody. I don't think Biniam was yapping at me. Let's see what Sweetie's talking about here. India got crypto. Oh, hashtag India got crypto. You tag, all right, Sweetie. Bye. What else is she talking about here? Oh, yes. Oh, from last night's show? Let's see what she said. Oh, yes. Okay, so she's happy. Good, Sweetie. Good. Bye. As long as you're happy. All right, just a couple more and let's get out of here. Shive Singh. Bang. See you, brother. And look out the door. Love you, brother. See you, brother. Bang. All right, let's get out of here. Bang. Let's do this. Bang. Yeah. Look, so we had a great show for you today. Bang. So we have a great weekend, great show. You know, the usual. Hope you guys are all having a great weekend. I just put a new scope on my AR-15 last night. I got a nice sweet scope on it now. Long range scope. Long range shots. Bang! I can hit you at 1,200 yards. Left eye, right eye. Which way do you want it, homeboy? Oh, yeah. My AR is a deadly piece of machinery right now. All right, but look. Enough about that. Yes. That's for when the Germans arrive. In case we have to defend against the Germans. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to go hunting with it. But, so I put a hunting scope on it instead of, I had like a tactical scope for urban combat. Well, like I said, the Germans aren't invading anytime soon. So we're going to go shoot some deer, shoot some turkey, and shoot some hog with that motherfucker. Look. But anyway, we had a great show for you today, brothers and sisters. Bye. Vechain Onboards, Chinese pork producer. Oh, yeah. Like I told you, China's got that big pork virus going on. It's wiping out swaths, whole swaths of their pork production right now. And, Asians eat a lot of pork. In Asia, what you eat is a symbol of your status, right? So eating fish, so when you eat vegetables, you're poor, right? If you eat fish, okay. If you eat, chicken, okay. If you eat pork, okay. If you eat beef, when you eat beef in Asian culture, it shows you have money, right? Like the animals, what Asians eat in their food shows kind of their status. You know what I mean? So if you get invited to an Asian home for, some sort of holiday or anything, right? It's all the best meats, beef, pork, beef, shrimp, lobster, like that. It expresses the status of your family, your family status. But anyway, the point being, but back to Vechain and the pork though. But so right now, China, yeah, they're in a fucking hog swine epidemic. Or sorry, hog swine epidemic. They're in a hog virus epidemic. And so this Vechain thing is perfectly timed. And, and again, it's, just the usual Vechain shit, right? Another onboarding. What else is new? All right. And then Iota. Joins IBM, Huawei, Fujitsu on that Eclipse board. And so, they're going to be, all of them are going to be using Iota project, the Iota Tangle. But the way Iota is doing it, it's going to do it in a way that there are no the vendor lock-in won't happen. You know what I mean? Like, so Iota, if you use the Tangle, Iota is not going to, jack the price on you or something. They can't. From the way they have it structured. And, that's a big deal. Vendor lock-in. And, so, Iota won't have that. And then the next story that I read to you, Ernst & Young. To empower institutions to use the Ethereum network. Can you read, Shomari? To empower institutions with the Ethereum network. Sorry, guys. My brain got retarded there. And same thing. What's the value out of that? No vendor lock-in, and a system that works, first of all. And that's it, right? So both of those stories were about the sort of the same thing, that no vendor lock-in thing. IBM, Huawei, and Fujitsu. I told you about Fujitsu. Fujitsu's already promoting Iota since 2018. And and like I told you, so Ernst & Young is promoting Ethereum. PricewaterhouseCoopers, let's use the proper word. Ernst & Young is going to commercialize Ethereum to their Fortune 500 clients. PricewaterhouseCoopers is commercializing Cardano to their Fortune 500 clients. DNVGL, well, obviously they've been advancing Vechain with their Fortune 500s and more, as you can see by all the things. And now this one, so bang, 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 and now this one, there's 4. So Iota, they have IBM, Huawei, and Fujitsu promoting the Tangle. And it's using the same argument as the Ernst & Young one, no vendor lock-in. All right, and then finally, CBD could change the banking. Well, I mean, I don't disagree with that. I mean, I don't really take money out in and out of my bank like that, but it's true. Like here in America, you have to pay money to take money out of the bank. Like, what the fuck? That's the kind of bullshit these people put up with. And And so I guess if you take out enough money over, the way it is, like, I mean, it's like $2.50 to take out money. Well, if you take out money 10 times a month, what's that, $25? I mean, that ain't fuck all, but I mean, month after month after month, it all adds up, right? And these fucking banksters are just stealing these people's money. So it's like, well, if it's going to cost me $25 to take out daggone money every month, why the fuck even give you the money? Right? The banking thing has gone from being something that helps the citizen to, hold on, let me just think about this, how to say this. Right, like the citizen used to help the bank. That was the relationship. I give you the money, now you get to lend money. Yeah, now banksters just get money straight from the central bank, so now they're just like, well, we're just going to charge you to hold it, to hodl your money for you. It's a bunch of bullshit. I wouldn't mind. I mean, if you want to give me a CBDC and you let me, the trick is this. You can give me the CBDC all you want, but I still have to take the cash out somewhere if I want cash. Can't buy weed on credit card. So I'm going to need cash transactions at some form at some point. And so, and so that even if there's, sorry guys. So even if there's a CBDC, well, these ATM vendors are still going to be charging people to take money out probably. So I don't know. We'll see, man. Anyways, that's all speculation and bullshit. That's all for the future. Anyways, fuck the future. Let's chill and kill it right now and get you back to your wives and lives right now. So look, subscribe below, press the bell. You get an automatic notification when I do the show. The greatest show on earth, greatest show in the multiverse. Look, my name is Shomari Clarke. I love talking money. Bang, love talking crypto. Look, it's favorite time of my day. So look, I will see you guys on Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I know they're letting people out and everything, but just be a little safe and just have a good time. All right, so look, subscribe. Wait, how does it work? Subscribe here. Bang. Watch this video here. Bang, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday. My name is Shomari Clarke. I'm always on duty watching our money. Bang. Always on duty. Yes. Over and out.